Racism and diversity is a very open-ended talk where it could really pick up a room fast and make it very argumentative. What we're trying to do is kind of find the balance and understand from others people's perspectives, what do they think about the two subjects? Do they go hand in hand? Does it not work together? That's what we're trying to figure out as of making this. What is the importance of these two topics?
Hi, so for the thesis statement, we have our environmental context inherently exposes us to the diversity of different cultures, fostering an initial acceptance of pluralism. However, as we mature, social influences and learned behaviors often instill racist attitudes, undermining this diversity and promoting division.
I'm Savani. I'll be talking about racism and diversity for our theory. Social identity is often connected to diversity. It is how someone is perceived based on first glance or how someone labels them into a specific group. For instance, based on someone's race, age, gender, religion, or social status, and so on. And on the other hand, race is perceiving someone solely on their color. However, when we perceive someone on their color, we also are perceiving them on a racial stereotype.
Our concept is about more open community spaces, unity coming together, our age, our ethnicity, making a change in our society, no judgment, no prejudice, being able to express ourselves, what makes each and one of us unique, how we identify ourselves, our religion, including and involving people of different social and ethnic backgrounds, how people see us versus how we see ourselves, equity, equality, values, and fairness. Now, further into the video, we will see some of the interviewees' responses and perspectives on race and diversity.
So why do you think some people are racist?
I would say lack of education and definitely the environment they grew up in, including what part of the world they grew up in as well. I would say the media definitely plays a role in the negative depiction of people of color, and a lot of that has been brainwashed and programmed into the general population. I know that I've experienced racism in the workplace on multiple occasions, typically when I was excelling or succeeding, or if I was getting a lot of positive attention. A lot of my counterparts that were not people of color, or did not look like me specifically, I would say, thought that I was undeserving of my success because they have this negative misconception that Black women are uneducated or lazy or unlikable or have bad attitudes. And I think that, yeah, a lot of it comes from ignorance, poor representation in media, but I do see that they are trying to give a better representation now. So overall, just ignorance and lack of education.
I would have to agree when you said that people are racist because of how their upbringing is. A lot of kids follow what their parents do, and if they follow what their parents are doing, then that's going to be imbued into their brains, like that's how they should act, and that type of behavior is okay. And I also know that a lot of schools don't even teach kids about racism anymore, so that could be another reason. I know the social media also plays a part into, because in our generation now, social media is like this big platform where everybody gets their information from, and everyone always following the trends and stuff like that. And then also, like when you said that people from part of the world also could play a part into it, because I know people from certain parts of the countries and stuff, they have their own types of religion, so that could play a part into racism towards other people.
Last question. You know how certain jobs, like for example, I don't know, Ross, you have to hire a certain amount of people, like for example, African Americans, Indians, Chinese, Mexicans. What do you think about that? Should we keep it or?
I think it's a fairly good idea on paper if, of course, you want to hire, people of all different backgrounds so that as a customer looking in, you don't look like a racist company. Like if you have a company and a lot of the executives or high level employees are all white or all Asian or all Mexican, it's going to look strange.
Yeah.
So of course you want people of all kinds of races, religions, ethnic backgrounds, but sometimes you're put in a situation where you instead get people who aren't qualified in an attempt to just fill a quota. And that's never good in any sense. As a company, your job is to successfully make a product or a service that people want. And if you can't do that correctly, it doesn't matter what kind of people you have doing it. It's got to be successful. So it's a roundabout way of saying it, but it is. I see why the idea exists. I don't agree with the fact that it should exist.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it really only works on paper.
And the whole point is just to make the product.
Yeah.
Customer service is a different quality.
Yeah, as long as a company, your job to the public is to make a product that people like or want or need. And if at some point that's compromised in the name of diversity, then at that point you're failing as a company.
And then you'll get shut down.
Yeah, I think of like how like Disney is a very easy example. With a bunch of the live action remakes that they're doing, people don't like them, and the numbers show that. And regardless of whether or not that's because of the new actors they have to play these characters, or the new way these characters are portrayed, regardless of that, the movie is failing. It's not a product that people want. You're compromising actual profit for the ability to fill a social quota, which is never good. Because in order for an economy to work, companies have to be operating under the idea that they want to make money.
Yeah.
And legally you have to. You can't just throw your money away.
If not, they get shut down.
Yeah.
As seen in the video, race and diversity is a very thorough topic that needs to be taken place in our communities. As seen from the video, getting a simple promotion, for example, that people could objectify and simplify, making reasons up because of the color of their skin. Like certain job positions need to have a certain amount of race, just so maybe the company doesn't seem suspicious. It's because of these things that exist that we, as critical thinkers, need to think about this topic thoroughly. Not only that, we are not here to make assumptions, because if we assume, in the words of my professor, you make an ass out of you and me, which is not our goal. We simply want to have this discussion because race and diversity is something that needs to be talked about. Thank you.